G'day everyone and welcome to this week's Camera Ready Confessions with your weekly live stream where you connect with me, Zoë Wood, your video confidence coach, where we help you shine as the obvious choice using a personalized video toolkit, where personal branding, video marketing meet together to have you ready confess your video sins. Welcome to Camera Ready Confessions, our first of our live streams under this name. Welcome everyone who has been here before, and thank you for all of your patience a couple of seconds ago when we had some technical issues. Great start to the year. I know it's awesome when it does that. Essentially, my captions, which are to the left side of me here, usually in that blue box, usually work, but so far they have crashed my OBS twice. So let's not worry about that today. Yay, I will get that fixed for next stream. So we're going to persevere and carry on. Thank you all for joining us today. Make sure you watch or listen to the live stream on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and many other platforms to come. Make sure that you comment any of your personal branding questions, thoughts and ideas, or even topics that you want me to discuss, where I can answer your questions. If I don't get a chance to answer your questions during the live stream, I will make sure that I follow you up after the fact. And anyone who was watching on the hashtag replay, make sure you comment below. I answer every question. If you find out more information about my live streams, the podcasts, the webinars, anything that I run at the Video Confidence Coach, you can check it out at my website, vcc.training. So before we officially kick off today's Camera Ready Confessions, I would like to acknowledge and pay my respect to the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional custodians of the land on which I conduct my business. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I stand with the traditional custodians of these lands in working towards a more equal future. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Island people continue to face discrimination and disadvantage due to our country's colonial past. I stand with them in their fight against injustice. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land. And make sure that coming up to Survival Day on January 26th, make sure that you check out Closing the Gaps. So Closing the Gaps is a NARM business down our way. So NARM based in NARM, Melbourne, which is a little bit further away from where I'm located, are running a petition to have the government change the date, because I've forgotten what the actual campaign is. I think it's something along the lines of not a date to celebrate. So if you are interested, make sure you check out the link below. I will make sure to put that link down there for you, and sign that petition, because I already have. I've gotten all my friends, I've gotten all my family, I've got a fair few of my clients to already sign that petition, because I think that's something that is a very small gesture, not a huge gesture, a small gesture that the government could really ought to do, considering we're the only country that celebrates the invasion as the National Day of Celebration. But we shall move on to personal branding and video marketing queries. Checking in with everyone over this past break. So before I get into the meat of today's sessions, so as you may have guessed, there's a little bit of change with what's happening since I last did a live stream. So ultimately, it's been a while since we did a regular live stream. Combination of sickness, personal overwhelm. I had an influx of clients, which I'm thankful and so grateful for all of you who came on board. It just meant that the live streams were just bumped down a couple of priorities for myself. And I also just kind of collapsed a little bit. So I thank everyone for your patience. I thank everyone who sent me DMs, emails, who sent me comments, checking in on me on the post. So I want to thank you all for your patience. I do this live stream every week as an opportunity, not just to record and practice what I preach, but to also have an opportunity to answer people's questions as they come up and as they come up live. So if you do have a question, feel free to put it in the comments and I'll make sure that I answer it either now, during the week, or by the next Camera Ready Confession session. So over this next little bit, you'll be seeing a couple of things that have changed. So as you can imagine, change the name from Video Confidence Coach to Camera Ready Confessions. Ultimately, I changed it because Video Confidence Connect was always supposed to be a temporary. It was always supposed to be an MVP. And for those who are new, MVP, so MVP is minimal viable product. That's a very, it's a very businessy term essentially, but what it means is what is the quickest, cheapest, easiest thing for you to do to just get out there, start doing it. And for me, having the Video Confidence Connect meant that I could do everything else that requires a live stream and setting up and doing the processes. This is the name that I needed to think about. And to be honest, the name is probably the least important thing Zoe and you need to think about when it comes to these particular types of projects. And that is a problem that I have, is I can't go if I don't have the name perfect. No, Zoe, you can just keep doing what you're doing because you're a professional. And all those people and everyone who is watching today, including you, you are a professional. You are a professional. So in that case, make sure we do this. As you can see behind me, I have updated my background. So instead of it just being a blur, there is going to be stuff in the background here. So you'll be able to see as soon as I move around, you'll be able to see back there that there is colors and lights. I do notice now that as I do fill the frame, and a lot of my videos are like this where I fill the frame, you can't exactly see a lot of it. I am thinking about getting some boxes or something to just kind of prop it up a little bit. So it's a little bit more, you know, around my head, around the top of my head height. So there's not just a glimmer of stuff behind me. You can actually see it clearer. We're working on that. Again, MVP, we're here to get stuff done. And looking at the things I want to check in with everyone. So over this next quarter, you'll be seeing a lot more from me, not just on my emails or my social medias. I am mainly hunkering down this year to do a couple of things, and I'll go through my goals that I have on my wall over here on a sec for those who are interested in learning about my goals and also ways that you can support me. And I would also love to hear your goals for 2026 so then I can support you in turn, you know, quick break. In regards to all the things that I'm planning this year, a lot of them involve giving you tools, giving you access, giving you things that you can use. And that is what I'm going to be filming today after our session today. But the Unboring Your Brand podcast, which is the podcast that I run every week, releasing now on a Wednesday instead of a Sunday evening, is going really well. I've had a lot of people sending emails, DMs, commenting on the posts that I put on social media. So I thank everyone for their support with the podcast. We are rapidly reaching 100. We are rapidly reaching 100 episodes. And guess what we're recording today? Yes, we are recording the 100th episode of Unboring Your Brand. So I've got all those details down below. But ultimately, with the podcast, we answer your personal branding and video marketing questions. And the most recent episode that went live as of Wednesday, let me check what date it was. The 14th was one of, so we're currently doing a summer series because it is January. So it is summer down under, even though it may not feel like it. It's a bit weird. And if I do come out sweaty, it's summer. Have a little bit of pity for me. We're doing our summer series at the moment. So essentially I'm pulling out about 5 episodes that really resonated with people, got a lot of downloads, got a lot of comments and a lot of engagement. So I'm running those again to give myself a little bit of a break, give myself an opportunity to record and get a couple of things ready for the new year, as well as an opportunity to revisit some of those older topics again and see how pink I was, because my color balancing was terrible or non-existent. I have created a tool to fix that. And it's called the Camera Color Corrector Card. It is a postcard, so it is a physical thing that I mail to you wherever you are in the world. It is a postcard with QR code on the back that gives you the tools on how to use it. But the idea is that you have something physical. Yeah. So it's been cooking in my brain for a while on that front, and I've had a lot of people just see it and go, send it to me when you're ready, Zoe. And I'm like, yes, I will, and I'm going to. So I've printed it out. I've printed out a small run, and I'm going to be running that on my social medias. I'm going to be letting people know about it. It is going to be a free thing that I give away in exchange for, say, an email address or a phone number. Well, obviously I will need an address to send things to people, but I probably won't be keeping that data too close to, I will be probably scrubbing that data to make sure that no one gets access to it, because postal addresses are important. But ultimately, yes, I'm very proud of it. But yes, so ultimately what I have been focusing on is getting those summer series episodes out. So it's BFM plus MVP, just as we mentioned just before, equaling the mantra for life and business. So if you are interested in learning more about what MVP actually means, but a lot of work, to be honest, is about... And for those who are listening, you're just going to have to watch the video and find out. And then the other acronym that I use a lot in my business is called BFM. And you will find out more details as the year progresses. And if you check out that most recent episode, episode 94094, BFM plus MVP equals mantra to life and business. Yee! I am so proud of this year. I am so proud of everything that I've been able to do so far. And yes, I am aware it's still the start of the year. I am rapidly running out of time though, but that is quite normal for me at the Video Confidence Coach and for a lot of people. And I'm definitely feeling that with my contacts and my network and my referral contacts that I'm reaching out to at the start of the year. Everyone's kind of wanting a bit more rest time. I think we all need a little bit of rest time. That would be nice. Checking in on our other projects at the Video Confidence Coach. Now, of course, I'm going to be dropping in a couple of things as we're moving along. But one of our bigger projects is VIC Podcasters, VIC Podcasters. So this is a group for primarily Victorian podcasters who either live, work or play on in Victoria, I should say. But we're also introducing people and bringing in people who maybe don't live or work in Victoria, Australia, but enjoy the community that we've been able to foster. Ultimately, when it comes to the stuff that is very Victorian, we have events and we have grants and we have a lot of things that are very centralized to Victoria, and a lot of our examples relate to Victorian updates or news. But then our online events that we have coming up at the end of the quarter, and our monthly now, so it used to be a weekly podcast, it is now a monthly podcast, gives everyone a real rundown of the state of podcasting, and for those who do it for both a hobby and for enjoyment as well as getting paid for it. Yay! So make sure you join our email list, our Facebook group and our LinkedIn groups. Find out all the details at vcc.training/vic-podcasters. And you will find out all the details there as we continue on. So I'm going to give you a chance to breathe. I'm going to give myself a chance to sit by the aircon and just... And I'm going to give you a chance to look at some of my older ads that I am currently phasing out. You'll have fun. But I'm going to check that everything is working and I'm not getting any errors. All right, see you on the other side where we are going to record 100th episode of the podcast. Yeah! We're still unboring after 100 episodes. Yes! Welcome to the Unboring Your Brand podcast, where there will be an intro, nice, easy, simple, straightforward intro, and we'll welcome everyone. I just realized I forgot to turn off the air conditioning. Whoops. I'm sure that sounds wonderful. Ah! I promise I'm a professional. I'm just a little rusty after not having done this for a little while. I promise. All right, we'll go back in, come back in. Still unboring after 100 episodes. I need a nap. But I'll do it after this. G'day and welcome to the Unboring Your Brand podcast, where there will be an intro here and we'll get straight into it. And welcome, folks, to our 100th episode. We have made it! So the Unboring Your Brand podcast has reached 100. If you didn't see that in the title, you're going to see it now. So we can move from having zeros in the front of all our numbers to a 1. Yay. So the triple digits are finally here, and I am so grateful for everyone who has joined me, who has joined my clients, who has joined all of the people I have given as an example in this podcast, enjoying the wondrous tribulations on personal branding and video marketing. That is the Unboring Your Brand podcast. So I want to, first of all, give you a quick flash, remind you of a quick flashback that back when this podcast, back, was the Do Video podcast. I want to specify Do Video as in D-O video podcast. Now, as you can imagine, I never showed up in SEO because video podcast showed up in SEO, not Do. And I didn't have a great mark. I didn't have a great name. And since then, there has been 3 name changes of the podcast. So thank you everyone for sticking with me on that one. The sweat, especially, the tears and the breakdowns and the achievement that we have been able to achieve, the goals we've been able to achieve. So I want to thank you everyone for the ride, and I've loved almost every minute of it. But I wanted to do a quick thank you list to everyone who has supported me, not just with the podcast, but also with the business and what I've been doing at the Video Confidence Coach. I'm going to quickly take away the sweat. Yes, it is summer in Australia. How did you know? We're going to try and avoid taking off my makeup like I did 3 seconds ago. A big thank you to my listeners, my watchers, my mentors, and my clients. So going through that list nice and quick for everyone. I wanted to have a quick thank you for whether you either listened to one episode and you're just here for the celebration, be it grab yourself a champagne or a hot chocolate, depending on what time it is in the morning for you. Or if you're able to binge a whole lot, and if you are hello superfan, make sure you reach out to me. I want to give you a special gift because I'm always a fan of my superfans. I wanted to thank you for putting me in your ears every week, and it has been a little bit of a struggle to make sure that this podcast is out every week, and sometimes I've been a little bit lax on my upload schedule, but I want to thank you for sticking with me. And for the watchers who have been watching on YouTube or on our website, vcc.training, you legends have been sitting through all of my hand waves and facial expressions, and I wanted to thank you all for enjoying the visual aspect of our podcast that I provide. My apologies for not providing a whole bunch of visuals and a whole lot of editing to keep you engaged, but I wanted to thank you nonetheless for enjoying the Unboring Your Brand podcast with that human connection that we're able to have together. So I wanted to thank you sincerely for that. I wanted to thank my mentors and all of the people that I have both inside and outside of my business to support me to keep going on not just this particular endeavor, but also keep going in business. And that's something that I don't want to just toss away frivolously. I wanted to sincerely thank the people that have supported me through this business. It is not easy running a business. There is a reason why there is a lot of support networks. There is a lot of people out there, and I am always happy to mentor people through the small business process. You just have to make sure that you get in contact with me first. And a final thank you to my clients for you're the reason this podcast exists, and for every question that you've asked and that I've answered, And then I've taken the notes, put them in my catalogue of questions to answer. And here we are. I wanted to thank everyone who has been with me in this journey and allowed me to achieve what we've achieved today. Not just 100 episodes of a podcast, and not just little snippets that go on the website or social media, and not just a video, which you might be watching if you are, but you've made having this conversation real, and it has made me feel less like I'm just yelling into the void when I'm trying to help and engage and help people achieve their personal branding, their video marketing dreams. And that's what I'm here for. And I sincerely thank you for helping me get, not just me, but us all. I had to be inclusive here. I thank you, all of us, for coming on board and getting us to 100 episodes. That was a lot of editing, scripting, tech fails, flubs, and at least on my end, a lot of caffeine. Most of the time I was trying to keep things consistent because if you may not know, that one of the services I provide is helping produce a podcast like this. There's been a couple of clients that we've gotten to like the 50s or the 60s, and then the podcast itself is evergreen, so it's served its purpose, and they haven't reached any more than those triple digits because they don't need to. But for this podcast, I personally want to keep it as an opportunity for me to stand here, talk to you, help you, support you the way that you need to without any interruptions. Aiming for 20 minutes, mostly longer because I yap, but I want to thank you for helping us make it. And to specifically touch on a couple of people who have checked in or checked on me when I've been changing the names of the podcast. Yes, 3 name changes is a lot, but keeping in mind that I have been running this podcast for a very, very long time. I officially started the podcast back in like 2018, and it's been on. I officially started the podcast back in, say, 2017, 2018, and it's been an on and off project and been an on and off love, mainly just to do with my personal circumstances and the energy that I have and who I'm working with at the time, and giving myself that systems to be able to consistently do this work and be there to support you in this method. Not saying that having a podcast is the be all and end all. Of course, if you know anything about video marketing and personal branding, there is always more to do. But this is honestly the pinnacle that I like to start off. This chance to engage, this chance to answer the question and spark a conversation. I'm always here to chat. I'm always here to answer your questions. And so always make sure that you never be afraid to reach out. I do not judge. Always happy to help you in whichever way you need to be done. And sometimes that might require payment for time spent. That's going to happen when you run a business. But I've always got plenty of tools in my toolbox. I've got articles. I've got plenty of, I've got my camera color corrector card for those who are interested in watching. So if you are watching, click the link below. And if you are listening and you don't know what I'm talking about, click the link below and you will find it. And you will find more details about that. I'm so proud of this. And it's a free tool that I send you real actual mail. So check that out below. And I'm getting distracted. So going on the name change thing, I've had a couple of people understand that I was able to keep that consistency when I changed the name of this podcast because it always had my face on it. So I wanted to thank you for going along with me on that journey whenever I was making those changes, because it felt a bit scary, to be honest, about making those changes. And it was always going to be temporary. But I thank you for sticking with me. And knowing that now the Unboring Your Brand podcast is the brand that will stick. And because your branding should never be beige, we'll give you a chance to keep that in your noggin as the next 100 episodes progress. And by episode 200, who knows, we may have more, see more things, have more regularity, may have less regularity. I don't know. That is what these next 100 episodes are going to be about. We're going to find out together. So in regards to what is next, because I need to wrap up this episode at some point, Zoe, what is next? And because it's only going to get bigger for us, we are not going to slow down. We are going to keep going and keep hitting the groove, because I have finally found a system and a process to creating these podcasts consistently, having them edited, having them scheduled, having them output and being released on time. Consistently. That is a process that I have been able to do, and I want to thank everyone for being on that journey with me. So we release at 6 a.m. Wednesdays, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now, of course, it's going to be different depending on where in the world you are, but if you have automatic downloads, I will be there, and if not, as soon as you refresh on a Wednesday morning, no matter where you are in the world, I will be there for you every Wednesday. We will have more episodes, sharper topics, so more distilled topics regarding personal branding and video marketing. Those are my two niche areas that I'm really clear, and the obviously the connection between the two. I'm going to have more opportunities to have a better delivery, maybe less mumbling. Not entirely sure about that. And of course, I'm going to do my best to give you more value, give you more opportunities to think not just about your personal brand or your business, but how you present yourself to the world, and how you use the tools in front of you to be able to achieve your goals, no matter what they might be. Get your message out there to the right people. That's what I'm here for. So we might be sprinkling some guest episodes in the future here and there, but to be honest, I am contemplating maybe generating a different podcast specifically for guest episodes. I have a bunch of guest episodes lined up. So in the feed, you might be hearing, or you might be coming across in the podcast feed, some teasers or some trailers for other episodes that I am guesting on over this early 2026 period. And I want to thank you if that's your jam, and if that's not your jam, that's okay. Don't download it, don't listen to it. It is perfectly fine. I want to be there to make sure that I'm there for you, and utilizing the skills and the tools that I have at my disposal to be able to help more and more people, and in turn guest on other people's podcasts so that they know that they can achieve what they need to achieve. So you're probably going to come across that in a little bit over the next couple of episodes, but ultimately I will have another podcast specifically for those guest episodes. I endeavor to always be answering your personal branding and video marketing questions, so make sure you send them in. If you comment on a video, if you send an email, yes, I do read emails. Yes, I do read emails. I am very, very on top of my emails. Oh, I've had a couple of people send emails through being like, hey, you may have missed this. And I'm like, no, I didn't miss this. You're spam. I'm just going to get rid of you. Ultimately, the website vcc.training will always be the hub of truth. That is where everything is updated first. That's where everything about the Video Confidence Coach and what it can do for you, because that's what it's about. It's all about you and what it can be done and what it can do for you. It will always be there. It'll always be the hub of truth. So make sure you check out that website if you're needing anything regarding personal branding or video marketing, or again, the bridge of the two. I'm still working out the word or the series of words that connects those two. So if you have a word that comes to mind when you think about video marketing and personal branding, let me know, because I would definitely like some support and help in that front. And my final words for now, as we finish off this podcast episode, is that the Unboring Your Brand podcast that you are listening to now, if you got a bit bored, is a podcast that isn't just about video marketing or branding. It's about showing up, being real, and making it fun. Because we're on this life for such a short time, but also terribly and insufferably long. For all of my Jenna Marble fans, you can feel that quote too. I want to make life fun. And even when, say, marketing yourself or your personal brand is not fun, I want to endeavor to have you enjoy yourself during this process. If you know anyone who's feeling meh about their personal brand, or doesn't even know what to do with video, or they've been told that they need to do it, but they have no idea where to start, send them my way. You've got all my details. Video Confidence Coach, Zoë Wood. Put it into a chatbot, put it into a Google or a Bing. I will be there. Yes, Bing is still a thing. Surprising amount of work there. And here, Let me get my drink with the branding at the front and the back. Here is to the next 100 episodes and make them... Here is to the next 100 episodes and let's make it less unboring. No, that's a double entendre, Zoe. Here's to the next 100 episodes and let's make them even unboringer. Make sure you rate us. Make sure you rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts. And I look forward to seeing you next week on the Unboring Your Brand podcast. And welcome back to the live stream. I do have a couple of community questions in front of me that are a little bit longer and I wanted to get in my teeth stuck into. But to be honest, with everything coming back in, the technical issues, I wanted to give today as an opportunity just to kind of, to be honest, just like what, what's a nice way of putting this? Kind of like get myself back in to what's going on. So I did this as an opportunity just to kind of warm myself back up in, and recording the 100th episode seemed like the right way to do that. So if it's all right with you in the comments and in the audience, that I'm probably going to take a break and do these questions next time, where I'll have a bit more, hopefully a bit more energy, but as we move forward, probably have a little bit more things to check in on. Before I finish off today, I wanted to thank you all for your comments and your questions and your thoughts and your podcast topic ideas for today's live stream. And for those who are in the hashtag replay squad, I see you. Don't worry, I'm going to answer your questions after the live stream ends. And if I don't answer them then or during the week, you'll definitely see them at the next live stream. If you missed any part of this live stream due to my technical issues, or you just had to phase in and out due to responsibilities, you can watch or listen to the whole live stream on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, with more platforms to come. You can check out all the show notes. So every time I do a live stream, I make sure to do a full show notes, just to make sure that I cover everything and make sure that I provide the information that I need to, for example, like that Not a Date to Celebrate campaign from Closing the Gaps. You will find all the details on vcc.training/camera-ready-confessions, because I like to keep everything nice and simple for myself. Maybe a bit more complicated for myself, but hopefully making it easy for you is my intention with that. If you have anyone who needs any help with their personal branding or video marketing, or if you know that connection between the two and what the words you would use, do let me know. Thank you all for joining us today. I have been Zoë Wood, the video confidence coach, helping you shine as the obvious choice using a personalized video toolkit. We're going to take a break. We're going to finish off today, and you're going to enjoy the weekend. Bye. Or not.